I wanted to have a quick talk with you about coronavirus and autoimmune issues and the different aspects through which anybody with an autoimmune issue at this time that may be concerned can put in place certain practices that can help to reduce inflammation and help to reduce immune activation. Now, autoimmunity comes in many forms. We have multiple sclerosis and rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis or Crohn's or psoriasis. But the one prevailing aspect of autoimmunity that links all autoimmune conditions is the body attacking itself. So one of the key components that we can implement to support ourselves if we have autoimmunity is through supporting the immune system. And of course, this is highly relative in an environment with coronavirus. Now, there are 5 core axes through which dysfunction and disease can arise, and this is none more so true than with autoimmunity. These 5 core axes are primarily infections, toxins, trauma, dentition, and what is extremely prevalent is electromagnetic pollution, and especially currently the current rollout of 5G, which can and is quite a problem for the immune system. So these 5 core axes are the main avenues through which autoimmunity is going to arise. And each of these are in and of themselves a discussion. But we can, while we're in this position of lockdown, put in place certain ingredients that we can easily implement at home to support our immune systems and to support our inflammatory cascade. And these simple ingredients include sleeping well, breathing well, thinking well, staying in a positive mind space, eating well, drinking well, moving well, and of course the kind of more spiritual aspects of belonging and community. And these final aspects might be a bit more difficult in an environment of social isolation, but there are many practices that we can access online that can help engender energetic and spiritual well-being. So some of the videos that I'm going to put together to speak to anybody with an autoimmune issue and try and support you and help you to nurture a greater degree of confidence that you're going to be able to deal with any viral load if you come in contact with it. And I'll put these together in future videos. But some of the core steps that I would like to finish with would include diet as a keystone. So in lockdown, it's actually a really good opportunity when we're out of the daily stressors of a workplace environment where we can implement nutritional strategies that are going to support our health. And the key nutritional strategies I think that are supportive for anybody with an autoimmune issue is at the very least an autoimmune paleo diet, which we utilize a lot in the clinic. A ketogenic diet is another fantastic diet, but probably the most important chemical pathway that we can trigger during or with autoimmunity is a pathway called autophagy. And this is literally a chemical process that the body has innately built in to facilitate the breakdown of dysfunctional or disease cells and the getting rid of these cells. So a diet that looks at autophagy can be and is extremely effective and at supporting the inflammatory cascade and autoimmunity. And this is something I think I'll focus my next video on. There are other aspects that you can look at with autoimmunity. Utilizing some anti-inflammatory supplements like vitamin D and vitamin C, curcumin and boswellia can be very effective at lowering the inflammatory load and lowering the amount of stress on the body. And finally, another final step that we can easily implement at home is make sure you're getting enough sleep. If we're sacrificing on sleep, it is very difficult for the body to heal and regenerate. And most of the healing and regenerating that goes on in our bodies happens during the hours that we're asleep. So one of the big tips that I find very useful for clients if they're struggling to get to sleep, is switch off the Wi-Fi and switch on the mobile phones onto airplane modes, and have good sleep hygiene where for an hour before bed you're not looking at any screens and blue light, and allow the body to naturally start to shut down and allow the melatonin to start increasing, so that that really essential healing hormone is released during the night, and you can make full benefit of the healing potential as we sleep. So they're my top 3 tips for anybody with autoimmunity to support yourselves during this time, and I'll follow this video up with some other more detailed aspects of how you can support yourself.